This is the Election Bureau. Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Zoe Baidoo-Addo.
And I am Bobbie Osei. Coming up.
Police identify over 6,000 hotspots ahead of the 2020 general elections, but assures adequate measures have been put in place to ensure a peaceful election.
We have identified 6,178 flashpoints nationwide. The flashpoints were decided based on a number of factors, such as incidents recorded in previous elections, this year's voters' registration exercise, and crime rates and other factors.
Also ahead, we explore the impact of the ambulance service in the Upper East region months after its distribution across the country under the One Constituency, One Ambulance initiative.
Because they have given us a lot of ambulances, clients come here early for what? Timely interventions.
Also coming up, Graduate Physician Assistants Association demands exclusion from the Medical and Dental Council.
Hereby call to the Minister of Health and the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to give us our own regulatory council.
And later, we will bring you up to speed on the latest with the U.S. elections.
Many thanks for your time. The details now. Over 6,000 hotspots have been identified by the country's security agencies ahead of the 2020 general elections. According to the National Elections Security Task Force, adequate measures have been put in place to ensure a peaceful election.
Now, speaking at a press conference, the chairman of the task force, James Opon-Bueno, says the country's security agencies are adequately prepared and poised to deal ruthlessly with miscreants who intend to foment trouble during the 2020 general election. Citi News' security correspondent Anna Seidu was at the press conference and has come through with this report.
The National Elections Security Task Force is made up of the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Armed Forces, BNI, Fire Service, Customs Division of GRA, Prison Service, Ghana Immigration Service, EC and NCCE. Their main task is to plan and execute security strategies to ensure peaceful polls. Speaking at a press conference, Chairman of the task force, the IGP James Opon-Bueno, said over 62,000 security personnel will be deployed on December 7, 2020 to ensure a peaceful process.
Ladies and gentlemen, 62,794 security personnel from the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Fire Service, the Ghana Prison Service, the Ghana Immigration Service, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, and the Ghana Armed Forces are being deployed for the elections. All the personnel that I've mentioned will be in their regular uniforms, with the exception of officers from the Criminal Investigation Department and of the Police Service and the Bureau of National Investigations, who will remain invisible.
James Opon-Bueno revealed that over 6,000 flashpoints have been identified nationwide. He, however, gave assurances that the security apparatus will adequately police such areas to prevent anything untoward.
We are approaching all polling stations as potential flag points. However, we have identified 6,178 flashpoints nationwide. The flashpoints were decided based on a number of factors, such as incidents recorded in previous elections, this year's voters' registration exercise, and crime rates and other factors relating to those centers. As a result, our approach in these areas will be slightly different from other areas.
COP Tebiri, Director General of Police Intelligence, also gave details on the number of electoral violence cases recorded and investigated during the voter registration exercise.
120 under investigation, if you do the calculation. We have 48 that were sent to court, 29 settled, as I said. Then we have 10 of such cases where convictions have been given, and then 2 acquittals, and the want of prosecution where individuals don't show up is 7. So if you do the calculation, 204 were recorded.
The Director General of CID, COP Kenyabua, said 5 persons have been arrested and prosecuted in connection with the recent Baidoo-Addo clashes. He also gave details of some arms that were impounded in Tema.
5 persons have been arrested. They were taken to court, and so the case is still at court. The 436 pistols that were intercepted at Tema Port, investigation is ongoing. Initially, 6 persons were arrested, but as at now, we are holding on to 1 person. We have examined the weapons, and they are gas pistols.
Now, the Electoral Commission is scheduled to appear before Parliament on Thursday. The meeting, which is expected to take place in the chamber, is in response to a request from members to ascertain the level of the Commission's preparedness towards the 2020 polls. The National Security Minister and other security heads are also expected to be present at the sitting to brief members of Parliament on preparations for the polls. There is more in the following report.
In May 2020, the Electoral Commission appeared before the Special Budget Committee of the House to brief members on the state of its preparedness for the 2020 polls. Last week, some members of the House reiterated calls for the Commission to be summoned to provide details on the state of its readiness less than 40 days to the polls. Speaking on the floor of the House on Wednesday, the Majority Leader Osei said the Commission and other state institutions have responded positively to the request from members.
We have contacted almost all of them. The Electoral Commission is in the process of readjusting their own program for tomorrow, and possibly we shall see all these major stakeholders come to the House tomorrow to brief us. By that, also the country. The figure, the arrangement will be for the Minister in charge of National Security to give us a briefing, and then we shall recline into a committee of the whole to listen to all these other major players, including the NCC and the Media Commission.
In response to the Majority Leader, the Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu demanded the presence of the Inspector General of Police and the Minister for the Interior as part of the security briefings.
In respect of the security agencies, we want the Minister for Interior to support the Minister for National Security, and this time the IGP must be in attendance because we want to understand what the deployment of the police service will be across the country to every constituency, to every police station. We need to know who goes where. So appreciate it. We look forward to tomorrow when they come to give us the brief. And I'm sure the whips, this is a matter which affects all of us. So as you heard, Leader, you should get members to show commitment and interest in those matters for the future good of our country.
In relation to the Ejapa Royalties Agreement, a member of the Finance Committee, John Jinapo, stated the minority position on the quality of work delivered by the Special Prosecutor.
This also goes to Parliament, that when such agreements are brought, there is no need to rush them through.
You cannot rush such an important agreement through within 24 hours. And we insisted that they should take their time so they'll do the right thing. But the majority thought that they had the numbers. And today, look at the embarrassment that we are faced with. This embarrassment is of monumental proportion. It embarrasses all Ghanaians. And so, irrespective of what the committee chairman says, I rather think that he should take a deep introspection and look at how he handles some of these issues, because it goes to the core of Parliament.
The House passed the Air Services Navigation Agency Bill to create an independent entity out of the current Ghana Civil Aviation Authority to focus on the air navigation functions previously conducted by the Civil Aviation Authority. The House also passed the Plant Variety Protection Bill to protect the rights of breeders of new varieties of plants. Here is the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Osei, on the new bill.
The bill is really meant to protect the rights of the breeder. And there was a lot of misunderstanding in the public space. So a lot of protests and all kinds of things. But I'm glad that now, through education and constant communication, we've been able to show the benefits of this bill, to encourage scientists to put in their maximum so that they get paid for the work that they do. And this is why we think it's important that the bill which is about to be passed will have a great impact on agriculture in Ghana.
Away from Parliament, the Graduate Physician Assistants Association of Ghana says it wishes to be free from the supervision of the Medical and Dental Council. Now, the association says it wants the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service to allow its members to have an independent council to manage their own affairs. At a press conference in Accra on Wednesday, executives of the group outlined the reasons for their decision.
The Medical and Dental Council of Ghana has failed its mandate to advance the career of the physician assistant and certified registered anesthetist, with increasing attempt to make the profession irrelevant, redundant, abolished a decade of regulation. Therefore, lacks the mandate to regulate the professional category, and hereby call to the Minister of Health and the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, to give us our own regulatory council.
Before the scope of practice of a particular profession is either changed, expanded, there has to be a study conducted on the practice of that profession to say that, okay, based on this study, based on evidences available, we have to either change or alter or expand the practice of this profession. We understand that. MDC just got some few people sat in a room based on their sentiments, said that we are bringing out a new scope of practice document for physician assistants without consulting any physician assistant association.
With barely a month to the polls in December, President Akufo-Addo is appealing to chiefs within the Adansi traditional area to impress upon the incumbent Member of Parliament for Fomena, Andrew Amoako-Isiama, to rescind his decision to contest as an independent parliamentary candidate. The president says he is yet to come to terms with the decision of the party member despite several attempts by the party's leadership to stop him.
Sir, from Sobiaba, Emma and there, ultimately, MP Nubioma. The Sano, all far from Solo Tunche, near share a corner assam. Now, you're 12 years. The beer, she say, beer, she say, Molusunya Hotono. Many Casa. The man assurance said, yes, it's a mayor, no, mayor man. You're a Tamuafo. Now, call your MP Wahano. You're not true, or Siamas. Send me beyond two at Tamuafo. Tamuafo, one paba. That's a MPPH and Janachi. Mr. Solo couldn't be about my father, and now only ambassador and will Congo Brazzaville. Because what's a dog amay, actually a dog amane. Mamuti Kunyasu, Mudiamutias, young fire before a boy. Which means for one Casawa before a may. To Miss Jem Madisle, Masma Abba ordered out. Say a man in Mesle, Sapaquabin and Casa.
Now, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, is promising to deliver massive infrastructural development in the Greater Accra region when voted into power. He made this known when he rounded up his tour of the region in the Ayawaso West, Wagwon, Adentan and Dom Kwabinya constituencies. The former president, at a mini rally, promised to build a technical and vocational school for the people of Dom Kwabinya constituency if he wins the December 7 polls. Citi Newsroom's and Shelley Ziu has been following his campaign and has come through with this report.
The presidential candidate of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, yesterday visited the Dome, Labaulation, Amrahia, Madina, Adabaka and some parts of the Greater Accra region. At Dome, John Dramani Mahama promised to build a technical and vocational school for youths in the area. He also promised to ensure the completion of the Dome market should he be voted back into power.
Ghana is a sign. After Krachi Juma no and no subium. Omo school so omo hwe Krachi Juma. Omo doso. After we share in Juma e wo Ghana ha. E Juma e wo se odisia onsano Juma. Ye ba ye see a crane operator. Ye pe bulldozer operator. Ye pe excavator operator. Ye pe master welder. Ye pe master carpenter. And so over ye put him at Domika Vinya. Ye mebunu over hwehwa wonyabi. Enti ye BC Technical Vocational Training School. Ewo Domika Vinya ha.
At Labaulation, he rebuked the assembly for preventing the NDC's parliamentary candidate, John Dumelo, from desilting drains in the constituency to prevent flooding in some areas.
What a responsible government will do is say moving say a idea I was some way and I can some munya machine back home ever Canadian namu yin in them and yes sir. And so I say hey and you a branch judge you machine if you and you machine if you almost a jumano on one year and I assume toy and I assume buy and at the end of the day I say California.
Interacting with traders at Madina Market, Mahama promised to upgrade the infrastructure development of the constituency by rebuilding and modernizing the Madina Market.
You friend the big push. Investment in social and economic infrastructure. Eti yaka ewa manifesto mu say Johnny Bebrea ewa hono ye besi the fufro. Eti Madina Market one of the markets ye be modernizing Madina Market next in the fufro.
The National Democratic Congress in the Eastern Region is accusing President Akufo-Addo and the New Patriotic Party of enticing voters with sword-cutting ceremonies. According to the opposition party, work is yet to start on any of the health projects the president cut short for during his working visit to the region.
Now, addressing the press at the proposed site for the remodeling of the Inyerisi Hospital, the Regional Communications Officer of the NDC, Dallas and Puma Williams, indicated that the NPP has performed poorly in the home region of the president.
So far, we have analyzed about 8 sites that the Sakawa sword-cutting ceremonies on health were performed since he last visited the region. And these sites are yet to see a scintilla of work weeks after the ceremonies were done. For instance, Akufo-Addo performed the sword-cutting ceremony for the construction of the Eastern Regional Hospital in Koforidua on July 22nd, 2020. Until date, the place has become the den of rodents and dangerous reptiles. Again, a visit to the Dukrum site where Akufo-Addo cut saw for the construction of a district hospital in August 25, 2020, we saw a forest. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we demonstrated to you a few weeks ago that even though this is the home region of the president, yet the most deprived in terms of development since he became president. Sadly, all the projects that were started by the visionary John Dramani Mahama have been left to rot.
Let's still stay with the NDC. The running mate to the NDC's John Dramani Mahama, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has rounded up her 2-day campaign tour of the Savannah region with a call on inhabitants of Dagbon to maintain Adam Mutawakilu in Parliament. The campaign took her to Sola, Bole, Tinga, Narabanga and Daboya, among other places. Whilst in the Damogo constituency, Professor Opoku-Agyeman called on the electorates not to be swayed by money to engage in what has become known as skirt and blouse voting.
Now who tied this road? Who brought the electricity? Who brought the schools? Now today we hear that some people are bringing money. Why have not they used the money to bring you water? Someone maybe say they are now all teachers Sikano. I don't know for Sikano in show. I don't know for Sikano on fancy school. I don't know for electricity in the account. I don't know fancy hospital. Or buy and fear Ahini. I say no better teachers car. Sikano do the bar and you'll be a Sika. Sasa no better Sikano. Now on for school ma, on for hospital ma, on for choir ma, on for hotel ma, on for obo ma, on for bridge ma. Nasa na emanu titu anopa bi obeso no fa pan esi na pempem wo kwa kwese nsu abafie dia sa nipa no ye nto abama no. Skirt and blouse or chroma thing. They said that you said they are not happy. They said they are higher. They said they are quite in my house so by and yes, God will be the better dying. Yeah, you should punto. Yeah, you should scoop papa. I'm a Marco. Yeah, Pedro track.
Now, the governing New Patriotic Party achieved 56% of its promises captured in its 2016 manifesto. Now, that's according to policy think tank Imani Africa. Now, the assessments of the party's 510 promises covered governance, economy, health, infrastructure, education and social services, among others. Addressing the media on the final scorecard on the NPP's 2016 manifesto, research consultant with Imani, Dennis Asare, attributed the performance to lack of commitment and inadequate allocation of resources.
According to the report, the New Patriotic Party fulfilled 57% of the 162 promises it made in the 2016 manifesto in the area of economy. The promise to reduce corporate tax from 25% to 20% and a transparent distribution of Maslok funds are yet to be achieved. Under governance, the report explained that government could not deal with corruption as promised, although the Office of the Special Prosecutor was established. The setting up of a website for corruption reporting and the compliance with the Public Procurement Authority in awarding government contracts were all promises that were not fulfilled in the 4-year tenure of the New Patriotic Party government. The assessment raised concerns about the infrastructure deficit yet to be tackled. The promise to complete the Eastern Corridor roads, the registration of all Ghanaians, reviewing the siting of fuel stations and finding ways to end flooding in the country were all not achieved. In explaining the reasons for the performance, research consultant at Imani, Dennis Asare, mentioned the lack of commitment and inadequate allocation of resources at his courts.
Clear lack of commitment to such promises, and also what we could also say is that government revenue is very limited. So when they promise the heavens, they come back and realize that, they can only provide the earth. So it becomes very difficult for you to prosecute or all your promises. So the challenge is that government has a lot of things to do, but the revenue is limited. So they may not be able to also implement all that. There are some too that it's just lack of commitment. For example, establishing the mental health fund. You don't need revenue to establish a fund. There's the LI has been passed. There's an authority in charge of mental health. So establishing the fund doesn't require a whole huge or any laborious process to do that. So some of them, apart from the lack of commitment to do it, sometimes the government revenue also limits them.
Vice Chairman of the Communications Committee of Parliament and the NPP Member of Parliament for Second-D, Andrew Ejapa-Mensah, disagreed with the findings of the report.
It's good for third parties to evaluate the manifesto commitments of political parties. We ourselves have assessed and evaluated our performance. I think that the MPP did better than the Imani assessment is. But I think that by and large, it's a useful contribution to our democratic process. And as the years go by, I'm sure that it will be improved for it to become some standard if that is the way to go. But I think, like the Vice President said, that we've done in the region of some 78 to 80% of our 2016 manifesto commitments to the people of Ghana.
He says the report will not affect the chances of the governing New Patriotic Party in the December polls.
Competing, then we need to compare the records of the opponent, right? Imani assessed the NDC in 2016's final scorecard at 52.9%. We have done 56.7%. So clearly, when it comes to the delivery on the promises, a third party has indicated that the New Patriotic Party performed better than the National Democratic Congress. So I don't see how that impacts on our vote at all.
This is still the Citi Newsroom. My name is Zoe Baidoo-Addo.
And I am Bobbie Osei.
When we return from this break, we'll take you to the Upper East region and explore the impact of the ambulance service months after its distribution across the country under the One Constituency, One Ambulance initiative.
Do stay tuned for details on that story and many others when we return.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrady, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrady Takwa Road. Call 0302-949917 or 0540-107504. Email enquiries at rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
During tough times, we need a competent leader we can trust to keep us all safe.
Nana gave me free water when I needed it most to keep me clean and safe from COVID-19.
Nana gave me lower cost of internet during COVID-19 to operate my small business from home.
Nana told us to trust him to keep our children safe from COVID-19 when we sent them back to school. Nana was right.
Nana gave me free electricity in my hour of need during COVID-19.
Nana told us to trust him to keep Ghana safe from COVID-19.
You've come a long way from where you started, and in that time, you've upgraded a lot. But have you upgraded your entertainment? When you upgrade to GoTV Max, everyone gets an upgrade. Football fans can up their game with La Liga and get all new action with the NBA and NFL on a brand new channel, ESPN. The kids will go crazy for the most popular kids shows, and family night is sorted with blockbuster movies on TNT. Plus, our local celebrities will keep you connected to your continent, while our general entertainment channels will take you international. There's a whole lot for the whole family when you upgrade to GoTV Max. So make the move today and give your family an upgrade they'll love. GoTV. Live it, love it.
I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to give them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
It is Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas? A new car, a vacation, or expand your business? Make your wish and have it come true in the 100 days of Christmas with a Republic Bank Christmas loan. The Republic Christmas loan is quick, easy, and so affordable with super fast turnaround time. Come into any of our branches nationwide. Call or WhatsApp 055-654-3212 or apply online via republicghana.com. Remember, wear your nose mask, stay safe. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
You're welcome back from that break. Now, Ghana's emergency healthcare system is not as efficient as what exists in many developed countries. Mishandling of severely injured patients by untrained persons, inadequately trained staff, inadequate equipment such as ambulances, and lack of data on acute burden of disease hampers planning and equitable resource allocation, leading to high mortality rates.
Now, it is estimated that persons with life-threatening but salvageable injuries are 6 times more likely to die in Ghana than in the USA. Citi News' Fred Awuni takes a look at how new ambulances allocated to the Upper East region are helping to reduce mortality at some health facilities in the capital.
As at 2019, the Upper East region had 7 ambulances, of which only 1 was functional, making access to ambulances in response to emergency cases very low. The situation led to the loss of many lives, particularly accident victims and expectant mothers. Others with injuries had their legs amputated due to late arrival to health facilities. On February 3, 2020, the Upper East region received 16 ambulances under the One Constituency One Ambulance Initiative to meet the increasing demand for ambulance services and also help reduce maternal mortality resulting from lack of ambulances for timely referrals. The ambulances have been designed with the requisite equipment to provide critical first aid to emergency cases in transit to healthcare facilities. Upper East Regional Administrator of the Ghana Ambulance Service, Ali Baba Awuni, spoke to Citi News about how beneficial the ambulance intervention has been to the region.
Emergency management those days was just an issue of you come to work, you are called for duty, and all you do is no ambulance. They call you for an emergency, all you do is no ambulance. So you jack up in your uniform, get here, and all you need to do is just refer to other private means or other means to pick accident victims, most especially. We had a springing up of most of the private ambulances in town, but unfortunately with our coming now, they have seen that these ambulances are in, they run within town free, and so they can match their distance. So most of them have converted their vehicles to hers. So this will tell you that it's good for us. Yeah.
But as the Bogotanga municipality continues to record motor accidents on daily basis, some residents tell Citi News the One Constituency One Ambulance Initiative has helped to reduce mortality from accidents.
I witnessed an accident which, lo and behold, the ambulance was there to help. And you know, those managing the ambulances, I think the training they have gone to has also helped. Because gone are the days that if there's an accident, before you could say Jack, people would rush in to pick the victim and even in turn worsening the fellow situation. But this time when the ambulance operators come, they take their time to mobilize the victim well.
At first, we were finding it difficult with the ambulance services, but for now it's better. The reason saying this is that now, like when we are in need of the ambulance services, it doesn't take you it doesn't take you for some time before getting them. But at first, we have to struggle for some time before you get them.
Heads of the emergency, gynecology and maternity wards at the Bolgatanga Regional Hospital said they are now able to save lives in real time due to the responsiveness of the ambulances to emergency cases.
Initially, it used to be difficult when they are bringing clients to deliver. But now, because they have given us a lot of ambulances, clients come here early for what? Timely interventions.
Meanwhile, 2 of the region's 16 ambulances have already broken down, while lack of space to house some of them is posing a challenge. Regional Administrator of the Ambulance Service, Ali Baba Awuni, says they need further support to enhance their operations.
Two challenges that has to do with some of the stations' establishment. Up till now, some stations have not been able to get us offices. I was in Fumbisi, Sandema, Navrongo Chana last week, and they have not been able to meet the requirement as far as office space is concerned.
COVID-19 has not disappeared from the world, but many people are living their normal lives, with few people doing so with a bit of caution. For some, however, they have thrown caution to the wind because they believe the rate of infection and the devastation is not as bad as before. Such is the case in most parts of Ghana, as government has relaxed almost every COVID-19 induced restriction. A visit by Citi News to the Nana Bosoma market in Sunyane, a temporary space created for traders to observe social distancing, showed that they are not observing the safety protocols any longer. Michael Sapong Mfum reports.
I'm currently at the temporary Nana Bosoma market here in Sunyane, where traders who were formerly at the Sunyane Jubilee Park and the Sunyane Coronation Park were relocated to this place a few days ago. But I observed that majority of them are not observing the COVID-19 safety protocols. The temporary Nana Bosoma market was constructed to relocate traders at the Jubilee Park and the Sunyane Coronation Park. The traders were temporarily relocated to the 2 venues due to the outbreak of COVID-19 in the country and the need to observe the social distancing protocol by reducing overcrowding in the market. However, since the relocation of traders to the new market, there is total disregard for COVID-19 safety protocols at the market, as is the case in most parts of the country, after government relaxed many of the country's COVID-19 restrictions. When Citi News visited the place on Wednesday, which is the Sunyane Market Day, people were briskly going about their duties without regard for the safety protocols. The Bobbie region has so far recorded 600 COVID-19 cases, with 34 new cases recorded only last week. 1 person has also died from the disease. The traders gave varied reasons why they are not observing the safety protocols.
Yes, pa na bet. We say na e ba prapre no. Ene say o se me nyina si aka. E ba prapre ni ntira say obi e bubo ni table we. Ba chumni ko na say nti a hihye ni omam. Nti anti me stress obi bia e free. Me fa say free next week kwani de no obi anya ba bi oti. Nti me stress obi e badwom a on share de no metna ho. Na obi biara so oba beto no so ba na on hye bia na so aka che. No a hye ni nyina ya aboye ho ban. No ba e unse bia nhye bi. Aye say de asone ye ja hye de. Be moye e wo se ye hye. Nti we are ready for next week idea. Ede ko idea. Ye be ye be kosoa ye ti ye be
Inta ma gana on se o hete bu na se ra mo sa bo table na ma social distance na ya duma. Aha. But then nyina chuno ba mistake dia na I refuse so ho no. Nti no smart me ba se me the media buy na o me bag me ma ku yi. Se be obi a so ba on hye dia kama se be ya be boy ho ban afi COVID no na bibia aye okay.
The traders are also calling on the Sunyani Municipal Assembly to ensure that all traders selling on pavement elsewhere are relocated to the new temporary market.
Yes, Ramo said, Mbamo Bibia yard town for no. Yenina, ye betna hase. Yenina yetrahani dia, ye pepa, babwa yenina. Ama de tonet me akoso. Yenina ye bahani ye bedigwa na no babwa. Ntino, I no omuni assembly will be ka. Sawati ase. Aha. Ntino I was so munyina beka ye ho ha. Na ye digwa no. Na ne ye wano na ekọ. Na dwa no koso. They say yenina ye bahai. Edwa no aba ene ya ehwe ye dwa na bapa. Ehwe ti ehwe de nyame be ye ommeto ade so.
Ah, eza hani de ye ban de bibi e koso boni bi ani ha. Oga na ye bo nyame pa say enkoso dada say ya mai. On ze okọ sunyan dwa on ma lolo kwan ho nyina bi mu dwa on. Na mu ka sa me yi amu nyina begu ase be ha dwa no. Ye be everyday market say ha. But so say some say san krofo no ba amusa mo kwa no. Amun force fa mu nansi fo na mu nyina begu dwa nim. Na dwa nya ma say be sunyan so obi aba na obisa. Na so hu say be sunyan so dwa so nya na ha. More
needs to be done by the Sunyani Municipal Assembly to ensure that traders relocated to these temporary markets adhere to the COVID-19 safety protocols. On the temporary Nanabusuma market here in Sunyani, I am Michael Saponifum reporting.
Now, the overlord of Dagbon, Yana Mahama Abubakar II, has called on the good people of Dagbon and Ghanaians in general to embrace peace ahead of the December elections. At the celebration of his second anniversary of the Damba Festival, the overlord highlighted the essence of peace in the development of the country. The PRO for the overlord, Yakubu Musa, spoke to Citi News.
Yes, the king of Dagbon is that peace is very expensive. Peace is very expensive. You all know the strategies that we went through. You all know the distresses we went through for the past 16, 17 good years. It has, it has affected our development. It has affected employment and so on and so forth. So he's appealing to the people of Dagbon, chiefs, the youths, to, as it were, be together. Let's come together. Let's consolidate the peace. Let's sustain the peace. So that going forward, what is expected of Dagbon will definitely come to Dagbon. Because development cannot move to an area where there is violence. Development cannot move to an area where there is war. And so when we remain together, definitely, anytime we cry out to the government will definitely be ready to listen to the people. And so that is what His Majesty expects from the people of Dagbon.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. We're taking a breather here. When we return, we'll bring you up to speed with the latest with the US elections.
Details shortly. Please stay with us.
Something new this November. Looking for star-studded suspense.
It's what rich, entitled people do when threatened. They conceal the ugly truths to protect themselves.
Maybe you're in search of true love.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I got a crush on you, baby, would you be my boo?
What about a bit of family drama? Need something to keep the kids entertained?
We're ready to help with the case, Mira. We'll look for a clue.
Perhaps criminally good comedy is your thing. Whatever you're in the mood for, look no further than DSTV.
Hi, my name is Salamatu. Yes, these are both me. You see, before free SHS, my life could have taken two very different paths. The SHS path depended on how much money my parents had, what sacrifices they were willing to make, and whether they would send me or my little brother Issa to SHS. The other path is what would have become of me if there was no free SHS. But today, thanks to free SHS, my future is bright and promising.
Congratulations, you have a name. It's a boy.
Instead of depending on others, I will stand on my own feet and help my family. Free SHS is where my dreams for a better future and the dreams of thousands of young girls become a reality. Don't let NDC take it away from us. Vote for NPP and give all Ghanaian girls a chance for a better future.
Yeah, if you win, no one win like Bet's Planet. My baby, hold you low.
Sunana Abdul Razak. Last week, I received a message from Bet Planet. Come on, now win golden ticket. Nadan je saya ma Mercedes Benz na. An ba ku yadda ba kuma gashi nan ga suna na kai. Magana gora kaman gaskiya ne. Mun na sun ce na gode Bet Planet. Na gode ma kowa.
If you win, no one win like Bet Planet. My baby, hold you low. If you win, no one win like Bet Planet.
Constant yawning, heavy eyelids, blurred vision, and veering off the road are some of the signs that you are falling asleep while driving. This is driver fatigue. Always stop when tired. In Ghana, by law, after 4 hours of continuous driving, drivers should take a mandatory 30 minutes rest. Whilst resting, avoid heavy food, alcohol, and drugs. Even some medication can impair your driving. A driver can then drive for another 4 hours in that day. For long distances, share the drive. Avoid driver fatigue by getting a good sleep before trips. Don't drive tired. Stop road crashes now. Stay alive.
This road safety education is brought to you by the National Road Safety Authority.
Many thanks for your time. It's been over 12 hours since polls closed in the United States of America, but the country is yet to know who becomes president for the next 4 years.
Now, counting is still underway in some key states, but available figures from those states seem to put the Democratic challenger, Joe Biden, ahead of President Donald Trump. There is more in the following report.
The fate of the United States presidency hung in the balance on Wednesday as President Donald Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden battled for the states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, which are considered as the battleground states that could determine who wins the presidency. The latest vote counts in Michigan and Wisconsin gave Biden a small lead, but it was still too early to find an outright winner. It is unclear when or how quickly a winner will be determined. Donald Trump is projected to win 23 states, including Texas, Ohio, and Florida. But earlier, he alleged electoral fraud and revealed the possibility of challenging the results at the Supreme Court, though millions of votes were still to be counted.
This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list. Okay?
While counting is still ongoing in some of the key states, Joe Biden's lead in the popular vote keeps growing. The Democrat is leading President Trump by more than 2.5 million votes nationally, putting him on 50% of the overall vote share and Trump on 48%.
We feel good about where we are. We really do. I'm here to tell you tonight, we believe we're on track to win this election. We knew because of the unprecedented early vote and the mail-in vote that it's going to take a while. We're going to have to be patient until the hard work of tallying votes is finished. And it ain't over till every vote is counted, every ballot is counted.
So far, some news outlets and projections state that Biden has 227 electoral college votes, while Trump has 213. To win the presidency, 270 electoral college votes are needed. Observers say it may take a day or more before the final outcome is known, especially as the full results for 8 states, including Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, are yet to be projected.
That's how we wrap up on the Citi Newsroom. For more news, log on to citinewsroom.com.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store or the App Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Zoe Baidoo-Addo.
And I am Bobbie. Osei. It's been a pleasure coming away.